Dakota Fire Pit. So you can see I've got the fire down in the center, actually a little bit past center point of the U-shaped hole that I dug. And so you can see the smoke is leaving there. The Dakota tribe, the Native American tribe, used to use this to hide their fires. Plus it was a practical fire that could be used inside of a shelter, especially if you had suitable ground. So what I mean by suitable ground is this has a lot of clay in it, so it's holding the U together. And if you don't have that, you can put green limbs. So just dig out a pit that's a U shape, and to cover up the top part like I've done here, but just digging through, you can put green limbs, large green limbs that won't burn through in a night, or maybe not even in 2 days. And then you could put your ground over that, or rocks, or what have you. So this can be used for hot smoking and cold smoking. So cold smoking meaning that I would channel that smoke that comes out of the chimney, and I could place my meat far enough away so it's not going to get too hot, and use the smoke to help preservation. Then you could also hot smoke like you would do with a brisket. So I could get the brisket closer, so anywhere between 212, 285 degrees, and cook it low and slow. So low heat and for a long time, so that you get nice tenderized meat. Those are two different forms of smoking. Hot smoking means that you're gonna have to eat it pretty soon. It's not gonna last as long. But cold smoking, you're using it in conjunction normally with salt to preserve the meat. So my fire is further closer to the chimney part. Like I said before, you could use this in a brush shelter where you normally couldn't have a fire because you're worried about your shelter going up in flames. So I could lengthen the distance here to my chimney, and I would want this in an area that doesn't have a lot of brush, but let's say I have a lean-to or an A-frame that's built out of brush. I could use this form of pit to act as a chimney to keep the smoke out, plus to keep the fire away from the actual frame itself, so that my shelter doesn't catch on fire. So that's another advantage of a Dakota Fire Pit. So one additional thing about the Dakota Fire Pit, like if you run into a root, just go around it. Often you want to keep some of that root structure in the dirt to help provide some support. But it is a way to conceal your fire. So if you were out in an open area, you wouldn't want, so the military uses it now, US military uses it to help conceal their fires. Plus you can use it for cooking. If you're in an area prone to wildfire and you have to build a fire just to survive to get through the night, this is a good option, because not only is it easy to put out when you're ready to leave, but it's easy to contain. So less likely to have a spark get loose. It's not a guarantee, but it's less likely to have a spark get loose and then create an even greater problem for you. So this is a Dakota Fire Pit. And you can see how it's channeling that fire out. I've also seen these used as a bellows. So using a bag, and like a trash bag on the chimney end, and forcing air through to get that fire super hot could be used for additional primitive engineering.